Hello, welcome to Statecraft IAS and Social Perspectives Sociology in Newspaper series. In this series, we discuss daily news articles in sociological perspective and revise relevant sociology optional topics with the help of newspaper on daily basis. In today's newspaper, in the open editorial page, there is an article titled Challenging Negative Social Norms. India touches a demographic milestone this World Population Day, but roadblocks remain. Now, this article is highly relevant for our population dynamics unit in second paper. Now, we all know in sociology optional, we need to add lot of content from current affairs in paper 2. Now, this particular article seems highly relevant for that value addition in population dynamics unit. Looking into the contents of the article, it said India has entered a demographic sweet spot that will continue for another 2 or 3 decades. Half of India's population is under 29 years of age, which means that in this period, a greater proportion of young people will drive India's economic growth and social progress. Now, this particular lines can be included in population composition in the population dynamics unit. Further, so they must not only be healthy, knowledgeable, and skilled, but must also be provided with the rights and choices to develop to their fullest potential, including and especially sexual and reproductive health and rights. Now, this sexual and reproductive health and rights is an important feature under Davis and Blake's intermediate variables and social structure. Now, Davis and Blake, they have formulated a theory based on intermediate variables and defined how social structure is impacted or influenced by these features. Under those intermediate variables, there are 4 kinds of factors. One is factors affecting exposure to intercourse. Second one is those governing the exposure to intercourse within union. Third one is factors affecting exposure to conception. Fourth one is factors affecting gestation and successful parturition. Under that headings, this can be included, that is sexual and reproductive health and rights. Also, in the emerging issues, there is a topic called sexual and health, reproductive health. Under that also, this particular article is highly relevant. Further in the article, it is said, this includes sexual and reproductive health and rights and issues such as violence, stigma, and respect for bodily autonomy, which greatly impact the psychological, emotional, and social well-being of individuals. This can be included under emerging issues in population dynamics unit. India's population growth is now stabilizing. The decline in overall fertility notwithstanding, the population will continue to grow because of the effect of population momentum. This can be included under components of population growth. The total fertility rate, that is TFR, presently at 2.2 children will soon reach replacement level 2.1. However, the total fertility rate remains higher than the national average of 2.2 children among women who live in rural areas, have little formal education, and are in the lowest income quintile. A majority of them live in the poorer states. This can also be included under components of population growth, that is birth, death, and migration. Changing social norms is one of the biggest challenges for India to address the needs of the next generation. For example, India's population stabilization strategy must be adjusted keeping in mind the rights of women and girls. Women must have a greater say in choosing their family size. Prescriptive or coercive methods such as 1 or 2 child norms have rarely worked well anywhere for long. These particular lines can be included under population policy and family planning chapter. Now, in paper 2, we tend to fetch more marks if we include thinkers or their perspectives from paper 1. Now, in this particular paragraph also, we can see it is said changing social norms is one of the biggest challenges for India to address the needs of the next generation. That means here we have a scope to bring in Durkheim, because Emile Durkheim says society has higher say than the individual, and individual's behavior is influenced by the society itself. The social structure, social organization, social norms, social values, etc. Everything shape the individual's behavior and his perspective towards the society. Individual's thinking and his attitude is also shaped by the society, says Emile Durkheim. In that particular aspect, it can be found relevance here that here it is that changing social norms is one of the biggest challenges for India to address the needs of next generation. Why? Needs of next generation are determined by the individual's actions today itself. That individual actions is indirectly influenced by the social norms. It is said here. Durkheim also said the same thing. In that sense, we can bring in Durkheim and put his relevance here to fetch extra half or 1 mark in our answers. Further in this article, it is said, even before the pandemic, pervasive negative social norms, health system barriers, and gender inequality hindered universal access to sexual and reproductive health and rights, as envisioned under the Program of Action of the 1994 International Conference on Population and Development, IPCD. Further, in the last 2 decades, India has made substantial gains with SRH indicators. SRH means sexual and reproductive health indicators. Progressive policies for maternal health have resulted in improved rates of institutional delivery and a decline in maternal mortality ratio from 327 in 1999 2001 to 113 per 1 lakh live births in 2016-18 as per sample registration system. This can be included again under population policy, population size also. There have also been significant shifts in family planning in the past decade, and data from the National Health Family Survey 5 for the year 2019-20 show how contraceptive prevalence has improved in most states. This again can be included in Davis and Blake intermediate variables and social structure. This contraceptive methods is one of the intermediate variables which determines social structure. In that sense, Davis and Blake can be found relevance here. Further, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao has made some efforts to challenge existing social norms and has underlined that investments in social causes must go alongside economic progress. Here also, this particular aspect also we can include in population policy, because Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, though it is not directly linked to population, the kind of individual behavior or individual social perspective it builds upon women and girls helps in determining the population structure tomorrow. In that sense, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao and programs like that can also be brought under population policy, as it affects population indirectly. Further, if we look upon challenges, this particular challenges part we can include in emerging issues chapter. Challenges, first one is 2 million adults and girls, and that means between 15 to 19 years each year had a pregnancy, and of these nearly 63% were unwanted or unintended. This points to inadequate information and access to sexual and reproductive health services for this age group. In girls aged 15 to 19 years, 22.2% had an unmet need for contraception according to NFHS 4. Second one, girls are still marrying too young. 26.8% of women aged 20 to 24 years are married before they turn 18, often having their first child within the first year of marriage. Far too many girls and women face gender-based violence and harmful practices that are socially sanctioned. All of these practices are rooted in social norms, beliefs, and practices that deny women their bodily autonomy. This particular statement here, that means 26.8% of women aged 20 to 24 years are married before they turn 18, often having their first child within the first year of marriage. This again comes under Davis and Blake's intermediate variables and social structure. This having their first child within the first year of marriage, when they married before the age of 18, this is one of the important intermediate variables that defines social structure, because early conception results in more number of children taking birth. In that sense, social structure is influenced by this particular intermediate variable, that is early marriage. Further, India has slipped 28 places to rank 140th among 156 countries, becoming the third worst performer in South Asia in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report. If young people, and adults and girls in particular, have access to education, relevant skills, information, and services to make healthy choices, including related to sexual and reproductive health, are empowered to exercise their rights and have access to opportunities for employment, then India will be on a clear path to achieve its goals. This can be noted under measures to improve or measures to tackle the emerging issues. That means sexual and reproductive health issues. While writing measures to tackle them, we can include this point also. Now, what research and practical experience show is that when women can make informed choices about their sexual and reproductive health, and when they have access to services to support their choices, societies are healthier and more productive. Further, the UNFPA calls upon stakeholders to help build a new set of social norms to drive this mission. In that sense, we can this whole article is highly relevant for our paper 2, particularly in population dynamics unit under various chapters. That means population size, growth, composition, and distribution. We have discussed which point is comes under that chapter. Components of population growth, birth, death, migration also we have discussed which point comes under the chapter. Population policy and family planning also we have discussed. Emerging issues, this whole article is that only emerging issues and how to tackle those issues, it is also discussed here. Moving on to the next article, it is said a long road for migrant workers. The guidelines laid down by the Supreme Court are welcome, but they require robust systems. This particular article is relevant in our Rural and Agrarian Transformation in India unit in paper 2. In that unit, there is a chapter called Problems of Rural Labor, Bondage and Migration. Also, in industrialization and urbanization in India, there is a chapter called Informal Sector Child Labor. Also in population dynamics, there is a chapter called Components of Population Growth, Birth, Death and Migration. Hence, in all these three chapters in paper 2, this particular article is relevant. It is said, two of the most important components to protect the migrants during this time were the food and travel arrangements insisted on by the court. In the orders pronounced in May this year, it laid down that dry ration be provided to migrants who want to return to their homes. Further, the court said that identity proof should not be insisted upon by the governments since the laborers might not be able to furnish it. Secondly, the court called upon the state governments to arrange transportation for workers who need to return to their homes. These guidelines by the court are crucial to ensure the safety of workers. This particular lines can be included in the challenges faced by the migrant workers or migrant laborers when they migrate from one city to another city within the country. And also we can list these steps as measures taken by the governments or measures taken by the state as a whole, as judiciary comes in place here. Measures taken by the state to address the challenges being faced to the migrant workers. Further, in this article, it said, under the National Food Security Act, migrant workers are issued ration cards and they are entitled to dry ration under various government programs, such as the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. In the order passed on June 29th, the court affirmed the right to food under Article 21 of the Constitution. This is an indispensable step to keep more than a fourth of the population of the country safe and healthy during the pandemic. However, there are no normative data that would allow the states to identify eligible migrants. This is one of the challenges to address the issues being faced by the migrants. This can be noted down and included in the exam. Finally, the top court recognized the need for direct cash benefit transfer to workers in the unorganized sector. This again can be included in the way forward in our answers. Now, we have already said if we include any one of the perspectives that is in paper 1 in our syllabus, in the paper 2 answers, we can fetch extra half or 1 mark. Now, in this particular, which thinker can be included? It is obviously Karl Marx. Karl Marx said, there is this class struggle if there is economic exploitation of the have not class by the have class. Now here migrant workers particularly are have not class, and there is economic exploitation meted out to them by the have class especially. Hence, if this economic exploitation is not addressed properly, Karl Marx feels that social conflict will emerge ultimately. Now, to address or to check that social conflict, we need some institutional measures. Karl Marx says solution for that social conflict or solution for that alienation is nothing but revolution. But Durkheim denies Karl Marx, and Durkheim says that there are some institutional measures which can be worked out within the social system to avoid social conflict. Now that institutional methods are nothing but social security code or labor laws, ensuring security and safety to workers, etc. All these are worked out in our country earlier, and certain laws like Payments of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, etc. were brought up, but they were largely for organized workers and not for unorganized workers. However, in India, around 90% of the workforce is unorganized. Among them, migrant workers constitute major chunk, that is around 60 to 62% are migrant workers among the unorganized workers. Hence, large part of our workforce is migrant workforce. So we need to address their problems majorly to avoid social conflict in Karl Marx perspective. That addressing major problem is nothing but it is discussed here and nothing more. Here we have seen Supreme Court giving guidelines to union government and states to address the challenges being faced by the migrant workers. Why Karl Marx said if it is not addressed, social conflict will rise. That's why we are taking care of migrant workers and we are providing security for them. And in September 2020 also, Union government came up with social security code for migrant workers. Although it has some lacunae, it is largely a positive step forward to address the challenges being faced by the migrant workers. Hence, this is all we have for today. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to Statecraft IAS. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.